Mistake them for the truth. The real danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all.
Why would I have anything to say to you? All you do is wrong.
What else is left but to abandon even the hope of truth and content ourselves instead with stories?
It's the role of good journalism to take on powerful abuses. And when powerful abuses are taken on, there is always a back reaction.
Take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans, right. You're saying that's not gain of function?
That is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially.
When you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
About is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them. Okay?
Welcome back, Habbening Bros, to another Habbening TV. Yes, it's Monday night. I hope you have all had a wonderful weekend. I have been just come back from the Witan conference up in Warwick University. It was a fun time. It was lovely to meet a bunch of people. If you are new to the channel, if you're like one of the people I was chatting to whilst up at the conference, welcome. I hope you have an awesome show. Everything's been, I don't know. I mean, the UK just continues to get shitter. Twitter has been banned in Brazil due to the actions of a sort of like nasty judge. I was going to cover that, but it's basically everyone's just moving to VPN. So I don't know. They're supposed to dump a bunch of info. There hasn't been a lot. Basically, the Brazilian Supreme Court is like, we're very, very angry that people are allowed to say stuff on X. They wanted Twitter to basically start banning a bunch of people, one of whom is actually a sitting senator, but not tell them that they were banned because of the government. They basically wanted they wanted Twitter to say, oh, you broke our rules, that's why we banned you, which is sort of like really starting to throw a different light on all the stuff that was happening in regards to COVID and all the people that were supposedly being banned over platform rules. It looks likely that what was really happening was that the government was saying to them, oh, you got to ban all these people, but you can't tell them why you've been banned, yo. So I'll be keeping an eye on that story, but there's not much more to it. Tonight, we have, the general cavalcade of shittery that is the UK under the Starmer government in a shocking display of incompetence. In just over a month, Starmer has gone from sort of disliked, like a sort of dried up dog turd on the side of the road to actively reviled, like a sort of wet dog turd all over your person. There have been more convictions for the riots. The big thing that basically is going to be the January 6th of this administration, or the trucker protests, if you happen to be Trudeau. They're going to be milking this thing for all it's worth. Of course, a bunch of people have basically been coerced to plead guilty. There was some speculation that this woman, who was the wife of a Conservative Party councillor, might actually, hold out and try and get the case to court. But given that they were basically doing this thing where they were like, oh yeah, you got to stay in jail for the entire time until your trial comes up, and the court system, we don't know when that would be. It might be 2 years until your case comes to court. That's sort of a pretty sort of impressive leverage. So she has decided to plead guilty. I'll be covering that. Also, Tony Blair has come out with a message for Keir Starmer. It's basically, you're doing great, kid. It's awesome. Have you considered hiring some outside people? I might know a guy. And they're going after alcohol and everything. It's everything is bad, as you could imagine. Second on our list of stories. Oh, what is it? Yes, the AfD, the Alternative für Deutschland, has basically like won in Thuringia and nearly won in Saxony, sending all of these shit libs into a massive Twitter, not a Twitter, a frenzy, a thing. They're all like, blah, 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 the far right. Thuringia, of course, was where the NSADP first won. So they were like, oh my God, the Nazis are coming back because they oppose mass migration. Terrible. The sin to end all sins, obviously. But don't you worry, shitlib viewers. The German state has a number of aces up its sleeve to ensure that the AfD never, ever takes power, because that's what democracy is, you see. Democracy is where you get a sort of managed choice between pre-selected opinions. Managed democracy, and it's awesome. It has done so much for the entire world. And finally, the Witan conference is what I'll be covering. So yes, let's get on with it. Let's see who's in the chat tonight. On Rumble, Sadie Sapiente, Captain Crisps, Fox39 Forever, Livia Drusilla, good to see you, Livia, Jay, Chiva Loophole, Teabagging Therapist, Wyatt's Torch, Cthulhu Loves You, Total Blackout Painting. The gang's all here. It's lovely to see you all, guys. I think that's everybody. On YouTube, we have Timmy Robinson, Lomax, of course, the creator of the incredible intro that started off this show. Excellently talented artist. Budgie Burger. Anybody else? That seems to be it. And on Odyssey, we have Camille the Wicked, Tasia, Machine for Baked Beans, Ardent Party, good to see you, Ardent, and Speak Your Mind. Lovely to see you all, guys. And of course, today's meme. I love this fucking one. Inspector, I was just having a smoke outside the pub when a man stabbed me in the stomach and stole my watch. Smoking outside a pub, you say? Sounds very serious. Oh, mate. I mean, like, the clown world just continues to accelerate in the UK. I don't know, man. A lot of people seem to be eyeing the door. To be perfectly honest, a lot of people are just like, yeah, I'm out. I guess that's perfectly understandable. Anyway, let's get on with the news. Let me just get the right window happening here. So, we start off with the continuing arrest and convictions for hurty words, very, very hurty words, in the UK off the back of the horrible, horrible riots in which no one died, but a migrant centre was attempted to be set on fire. And of course, as every good citizen of the UK knows, instead of a church, we now have migrant centres, right? So in the UK, in the sort of current era, instead of religion and a reverence for God, we have a reverence for migrants. The Muslims, any kind of migrant, right? And to set fire to a migrant centre, oh my God! I mean, literally, the only thing worse than setting fire to a migrant centre would be setting fire to a mosque or a synagogue. Churches are fine; you can totally burn them down, but don't you dare set fire to a migrant centre. You might discourage the migrants from wanting to come here. And then how are we supposed to have a race communism, bros? So, this was a case that was kicking around. Tory councillor's wife admits to inciting racial hatred. Lucy Connolly, that's her name, has pled guilty at Northampton Crown Court, with the judge saying she is likely to receive a substantial custodial sentence. So she's going to be going away for a few years from the looks of it. But if she had not pled guilty, then presumably she would have been going away for a few years anyway, and she may have gotten like an even longer sentence. Because the way the law is written, as far as I'm understanding it, she definitely did incite racial hatred. She made the post. She admits that she made the post under the law. What she wrote was inciting racial hatred, so therefore she's got to go to jail. You have to. Wife of a Conservative Party councillor has pleaded guilty to publishing a social media post stirring up racial hatred against asylum seekers. I don't know why. So is asylum seeker a race now? If the asylum seekers were from Ukraine, would that still be racial hatred? Look, don't worry about it. It makes a lot of sense if you don't think about it too hard. On a post on Twitter, Lucy Connolly wrote, "Mass deportation now. Set fire to all the effing hotels full of the bastards for all I care. While you're at it, take the treacherous government politicians with them." Bold. Spicy, even. Clearly, no one had told her that she needed to say "in Minecraft" at the end of her post. That would have protected her, bros. That would have protected her. She pleaded guilty to one count of inciting racial hatred and was remanded in custody. I don't know when the sentencing is. The post was also shared by Tyler Kay, a 26-year-old father of 3. Well, not anymore. Those kiddies are going to have to do without their daddy. He said some hurty words. He was sentenced to 38 months, so that's 3 years. 3 fucking years, god damn. After admitting to publishing material intended to stir up racial hatred. Oh no, not the stirring up of the racial hatred, bros. It's okay, of course, if the minorities stir up racial hatred by their actions, but not okay for you to comment on it. She's been remanded in custody, as I was saying, which means that probably she would be in jail until her court date came around if she had not pled guilty, and the way the courts are at the moment, nobody knows when that is. Speaking to the BBC, her husband, Mr. Connolly, who is the Vice Chairman of the Adult Social Care Committee at West Northamptonshire Council, probably not for much longer, I would imagine, said his wife had made one stupid spur-of-the-moment tweet out of frustration and quickly deleted it. Well, it doesn't matter that you quickly deleted it, does it? This is Twitter. There are no takesy backsies. Someone could have seen that tweet of yours. Some alt-right fascist. What if Tommy Robinson had seen that tweet and decided to invade England? Oh my God. honestly, the worse things get, the more hysterical they get about like any resistance. Like, you know, what are they going to do? Take up like a whole bunch of like butter knives and storm Parliament? Oh, bitch, please. Using threatening, abusive, or insulting language to rile up a racism online is unacceptable and is breaking the law. Well, there you go. You've all been told. Don't worry. It's not like this law is very, very vaguely worded and is being applied sort of arbitrarily in order to just affect the regime's political opponents. It wouldn't do that. This is the UK. We are a country of laws where everybody is treated equally under the law. By the way, what skin color are you? Do you speak English? Have you done a trans? Because all of these things will affect how you are charged. During the police interview, probably shouldn't have said anything, honestly. Ms. Connolly stated that she had strong views on immigration, told officers that she did not like immigrants. Oh, well, see, there you go. You've condemned yourself right there. Not liking immigrants is basically a crime, and claimed that children were not safe from them. I think that's also a crime. It is not an offense to have strong or differing political views. Yes, it is. But it is an offense to incite racial hatred, and that is what Connolly has admitted doing. Well, who's going to be the arbiter of having strong or differing political views and what is inciting racial hatred? You know, don't worry. I'm sure you'll get some, completely like woke judge to tell you the difference. Connolly wrongly thought that she could escape justice by hiding behind a screen, but she has pleaded guilty and admitted her crime. She will now face the consequences of her actions. As the left likes to say, freedom of speech does not mean freedom from getting locked up for 3 years, bros. In other news, Channel 4 was embedded with one of the police teams who went around and bravely arrested an 11-year-old far-right Nazi for posting hurty words on the internet, probably, or possibly like yelling at someone on the right. I mean, it's all basically the same. They're just political opponents. The fact that this happened, the fact that Channel 4 was allowed to embed themselves with the police team, says that the government is sending a very, very clear message. Resist us in any way, shape, or form when it comes to mass migration, and we will lock you up. Mass migration, of course, is the most important thing in the country now. More important than people starving to death, more important than people freezing to death, more important than currency collapse. More migrants must be brought into the UK for no reason at all. It's not some kind of like plot to get them all together and sort of trigger some kind of plan that will result in a sort of race Marxist attack and de-kulakization or anything like that. That is clearly a conspiracy theory. I don't want to hear anything about it, bros. Also, I believe I have fixed the echoing problem. Please let me know. If not, I don't know what the hell to do.
This is the moment police raid the home of a mother
Stop taking pictures of me!
and a son suspected of violent disorder in Middlesbrough. We joined Cleveland police as they carried out Operation Macadamia, targeting those connected to the unrest earlier this month.
Some of these people potentially will try to escape.
Final brief as teams prep for arrest raids across Teesside.
I was a Silver Commander on for Sunday, the 4th of August. Never in 30 years seen any scenes like that within Middlesbrough. What the community had to put up for that day was totally unacceptable.
42 arrests during the violence of Sunday, August the 4th in central Middlesbrough. That's the highest on the day figure of anywhere during the recent English street violence. So early today, Operation Macadamia fanned out across the area.
Operation Macadamia fanned out across the area, looking for unlicensed butter knives and hoity words. Operation Macadamia. They really should have just called it like Operation Punch Whitey, or Operation Keep Whitey Down, or Operation Crush the White Working Class. Any of those. I guess macadamias are quite pale. So perhaps, that's it. They couldn't have called it Operation Walnut. That would have sounded a bit racist,
As of this morning, 96 arrests with 35 remanded in custody. Moments after this was filmed, that tally would grow.
You're under arrest for violent disorder, alright? So you have to say anything.
First address, and a man aged 23 taken on suspicion of violent disorder. Next up, same address and his mother aged 43, the 100th person arrested on Teesside.
Stop taking pictures of me!
Also on suspicion of violent disorder.
So 2 arrests on this raid. It's only, what, a little after 8:30 in the morning. And don't forget, there are 7 other teams out there across the Teesside area arresting people suspected of disorder here in Middlesbrough on August the 4th. The commanding officer is keen to stress to the raid teams this morning the deterrent effect of both swift and obvious police action and then rapid court action to follow it up.
We've worked our way through CCTV, we've been provided names by members of the public. We've actually had some people contact themselves saying, I've been involved in this, my picture has been in the paper, and they've handed themselves in. So we're just working through methodically the CCTV, identifying suspects, building the evidence and then going out and arresting them.
What was Ardent Party made an excellent joke. Where was it? Operation Soft Chewy Nuts would not have gone over as well. Soft chewy white nuts. Indeed, indeed, indeed.
There comes the door, we're going to put it in.
But they weren't done yet. Across town, Stockton-on-Tees.
The dog's in the garden, is it?
You cover the back garden escape route too, of course.
You's all on my house. You're not spec stupid press.
A man aged 25 arrested on suspicion of violent disorder.
If you're involved in the disorder on that day, we will identify you, we will arrest you and we will put you before the court.
Garnet Street in Middlesbrough town centre still bears the scars where people smashed up windows on August the 4th. 14 arrested on Teesside today, aged between 11 and 43. National figures show 1,165 people arrested, 703 charged. Those figures, again, will increase.
So, yeah, there you go, bros. They've got, 1,000 people. They're hoping to get it up to 2,000. This is basically January 6th, pretty much. Like, if you were anywhere in the vicinity of those riots, I don't know whether they're also arresting all the people who are at the demonstration outside Downing Street as well. Probably. Look, we've seen this pattern many times before, right? This is the new communist way of governing. Shortly after you get in, you need some kind of catalyzing event, whether it's, the riots or the truckers' protest or January 6th. You then use that catalyzing event in order to justify all the repressive measures that you impose upon the populace. And you just keep referencing that event over and over and over until, and if anyone, basically calls you out on it, you just call them racist or far right. So fucking tiresome. I'm so fucking sick of it. Oh, we got some new people in the channel as well. Patriots Flow, good to see you, sir. And Texas Man is joining us, our ambassador from the great state of Texas. I hope you're doing well, Texas Man. Great to see you. Okay, so of course there will be no dragnet, there will be no arrests for the people who were killed at the Notting Hill Carnival, because that, of course, is a stunning and brave celebration of our diversity, whereas the disturbances after the killing of those kids in Southport was a terrible Nazi far-right attack. This is just one of the murders that happened at Notting Hill Carnival. This guy, a Swedish chef, he doesn't look very Swedish to me, but, fucking whatever. He was worked for Gordon Ramsay, was outside a restaurant, got stabbed in the head, and is basically dead. As far as I'm aware, there's also another woman who was stabbed in the leg while trying to help someone at Notting Hill Carnival. She's had to have her leg amputated. She's all messed up. In addition, Starmer has also been distributing his blessings to people who are criticizing Israel. Now, I'm not really on either side when it comes to the Israel-Palestine thing. I kind of wish they would just both fuck off. But it does seem that the Labour government has made a bit of a pivot and started arresting actual journalists rather than just protesters. there have been a lot of arrests on the protests as well. There was a journalist who was arrested in London when landing on a plane about a week ago. So they're just pulling people off planes. They're just arresting journalists. I mean, you know, that's one of the great things about being a communist. You never have to apologize for anything, and you can still call yourself a liberal democracy that believes in human rights, because human rights are this thing you see that the government gives you, and as a result, they can decide the extent of these rights. And if they don't want you to have them, then you know, well, you can suck it, basically. Also, Starmer has apparently removed a painting of Margaret Thatcher from the Downing Street study room after finding it a bit unsettling. Yes, I bet. Can you imagine Starmer sitting there plotting the Leninist race communist downfall of the entire country, thinking over his Fabian training, and seeing Margaret Thatcher staring at him from a wall, looking at him very disapprovingly, being like, if I was still alive, you socialist shitbag, I would kick my high heels down your soft throat. Allegedly. I believe that's what she would say, according to, you know, my astrologer. When I last spoke to Maggie Thatcher, that's what she said. You know, of course, I would never, of course, say that Margaret Thatcher would in any way, shape or form have such kind of hateful feelings to our glorious Prime Minister, who of course has never ever done anything wrong and will continue to never do anything wrong, literally for the rest of time. Starmer has also come out and basically said that as far as he is concerned, there is nothing that the Israelis can do in the Palestinian war. I mean, it's not really a war. A war would sort of require that you need two armies. You know, it's like people who call Afghanistan a war. Well, I mean, yeah, it's more like counterinsurgency, really. So you know, he's just, they can do whatever, basically.
And specifically, what would your red lines be? There's been accusations of white phosphorus being used, of collective punishment, of bombing, of safe routes. What are your red lines when it comes to Israel's behaviour?
Well, I set out my position clearly on Tuesday, and what we've seen is the worst terrorist attack on Israel since the Holocaust.
Oh, bitch, please. Fucking, you know, there have been other things that have happened since, like, World War II. There was, like, the 7 Days War. There was the bombing of the King David Hotel. There was the struggle with the Irgun. Do you even history, bro? Do you even history? He probably does, but I don't know.
And a humanitarian crisis that was already in existence in Gaza, which has claimed far too many innocent lives already. We have to alleviate that. At the moment,
when he says we have to alleviate the loss of life, what he means is that we have to move all the Palestinians out of Gaza into Europe. Just, you know, not actually stop the war, or, you know, I mean, again, it's not really a war, not stopping the Israelis, you know, just cleansing Palestine. They have to remove all the people so that they're not in the way of the bulldozers.
the only practical way to do that is with humanitarian pauses. And to say...
Yes, Keir, what would these humanitarian pauses accomplish exactly, given that all the infrastructure in Gaza is now in ruins and none of the people can go home? Could it possibly be a humanitarian pause so that you could, I don't know, ship those people out of Gaza and, I don't know, ship them to Europe maybe? Look, I'm sure it'll all work out, bros.
To a sovereign country when 200 of its civilians are being held hostage, that they must give up their right to self-defense, is not, for me, the correct position. And anyone who's watched the images in the last 2 or 3 days have seen precisely what Hamas is saying about this.
Oh, God, I can't. Wait. Senor J. Chiva Loophole has sent, like, is a funny rump. Is this the Starminator? Let's, oh, right. No. That's the Lotus Eaters things. Yes. So it turns out that, according to, is it a book or something? Starmer doesn't dream. Yes, he says that basically, according to his wife, I believe, he does not dream. He just, he goes to, his head hits the pillow and it's pure blackness, and then he wakes up. Now, I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but I do not trust a man who does not dream. You know what that old saying is, I being poor have only my dreams, so be careful where you tread, for you tread on my dreams. Or in the case of Starmer, you tread on my face. However, Tony Blair, the Dark Lord, he's got some advice. He's got some advice for old Keir, old two-tier Keir, old Starmer, the Llama Harmer. I like that one. I'm just going to keep calling him the Llama Harmer Keir, the Llama Harmer Starmer. Former UK Prime Minister praises Labour's hard handling of the rights and advises him not to, handling of the rights and advises him not to put off the hard decisions. What hard decisions would those be? Excuse me. He has urged Keir Starmer to ignore vicious social media platforms during his time as Prime Minister. Yeah, look, Keir, don't look at like the criticism from the people that you rule over with an iron fist. It's just going to get you down, mate. Right? People will be like, don't you understand that by oppressing them, I am helping them? The electorate is like a small child that must be beaten into submission because he said nasty words about his brown friend at school. And that is clearly not the kind of behavior we want from an inclusive society. Oh, another thing I've noticed, by the way, so again, I was watching, so Parliament's back, by the way, UK Parliament's back. I was watching some of it. Oh, it's terrible. We don't really have a leader of the opposition at the moment. We're not going to have one until November or something. So effectively, until November, there's no real opposition. So the government can basically do whatever the hell it wants. Something I'm sure they are absolutely stoked about. And the new word for the NPCs is community. It's community. Okay, so we talk about the Muslim community and the Jewish community, but not the white community. The white community doesn't exist. So clearly, it's basically a proxy for talking about race and religion. Those words would be like, you don't want to mention that. So instead, it's community. Proper pictures. Good to see you, sir. And I believe Ivan the Horrible is also in the chat. Good to see you as well, mate. Thanks for coming along. Oh, and Simon JJ in the YouTube chat. Good to see you too. You got anyone else in Odyssey? I think that's everybody. Right. Blair said that poring over the inevitable criticism that will rain down on him will trigger psychological problems. Yes, look, just do the revolution. Don't worry about all the people that are going to die as a result of instantiating the revolution. It'll just get you down. It'll just get you down, right? Late at night, 3 a.m., you'll be drinking a whiskey and you'll start having these thoughts. You'll be like, is communism really a good thing? Should we really be killing all those people and taking away their freedoms? And of course, you don't want to be thinking like that. You don't want to be thinking like that. If any of your Fabian friends discover that you're thinking that way, they call you soft. They'd be like, you're not a real communist, Keir, are ya? Tried to get to the revolution, got right up to the revolution, and then was like, I don't want to commit a genocide. What a pussy. Fuck me. Said Blair, you start scrolling through social media that's written about you, it's going to do your head in. Blair said in an interview. Oh, I hope he's read some of my mean tweets. That would make me feel really good, just to know that maybe I've just given him like a second of pause. I wonder if Starmer's seen that meme of mine that I was like spamming everywhere. I hope so, because in the 21st century, that's really the most political representation I will actually ever get as an individual is shitposting at the Prime Minister. Well, not at the Prime Minister. That's probably a crime, but around the Prime Minister, which is probably soon to be a crime. So yes, this is so Blair had a new book out, and it's definitely not just a bunch of advice for Keir Starmer. He absolutely refutes that. It's totally a bunch of advice for Keir Starmer. Famously, of course, Starmer and Sue Gray and the other guy, I forget what his name is. The sort of the three people basically running the UK government at the moment kind of snubbed Blair. Blair was all prepared to sort of instantiate and insinuate himself into like government and be all up in their business. And Keir was like, no, we're not doing the digital ID. We're not researching AI. Tony Blair Institute can go fuck off. You're not a real Fabian because you don't want the revolution. In one section of the book, Blair, who went from enjoying sky-high approval ratings early on in his premiership to a position in which he faced mass protests on the street over the Iraq War, perhaps you shouldn't have done the Iraq War, addresses the whole issue of how to deal with torrents of criticism and constant attacks. Don't read it, is his advice. Yes, just don't give a fuck what the people actually want to think. They're not going to care. Now, where is that great quote? He was basically saying, you have to decide whether you want to be in the guest book or in the history book. You don't want to just be one of those prime ministers that everyone forgets about. No, you got to start a war. You got to kill a whole bunch of people. That's how you get fucking remembered. The challenge of democracy, says Blair, is delivering its efficacy. The reason for the rise of populism is all to do with the fact that people don't believe governments are delivering for them. It's because of mass immigration. Oh, it's just fuck. Oh, why is populism rising so much? Mass immigration. Yeah, but why is it really rising? Mass immigration. You keep lying to the people about mass immigration. Yeah, but what is the real driving force behind populism? It's mass immigration. Yeah, but what is the actual reason? Oh, people are racist. It's because of mass immigration. Like, oh. Well, we can't change mass immigration. Can we perhaps lie to the people a bunch more? Well, yes, we can certainly do that, 5 years later. Prime Minister, no one believes the media anymore, and everyone thinks that everything we say is complete lies, and everyone thinks we're full of shit. Why is it? Have you tried lying to the people some more? Well, yes, we've tried that, Prime Minister. But you see, the problem is people just don't believe a word that we say anymore. Well, that's terrible. How about we arrest some people and scare them into submission? Oh, we haven't tried that yet. Fucking hell. Blair says in the book, it is vital not to put off the hard decisions. In retrospect, I would have reformed faster and earlier. Oh, Lord and Saints preserve us. You see, Blair would have done a techno-communism even earlier, bros. Oof. Yes, here we go. Do you want to be in the history book or in the visitor's book? Go for it. It will be tough, but if you don't step up to the challenge, we'll never have a communism. And the visitor's book is where you will end up. What are you talking about, Tony? You can just rewrite history, bro. What do you think speech controls are all about? Oh, Blair, lacking a lot. Of course, you don't want to, I guess, come out and say that, outright. Bit de rigueur. Now, what is Blair's final piece of advice to Keir Starmer? Well, reforming the civil service is not going to deliver you big change. But you know what would deliver you big change? You need to hire some expertise from outside government in order to transform government. Interesting. I wonder if Tony Blair knows a guy who provides privately sourced services for governments around the world that has a whole team of technocratic experts. I bet he knows a guy. I bet Blair's the kind of guy who knows a guy. So yeah, basically his advice is bring in the Tony Blair Institute. What a surprise. In other news, they're going to raise the price of alcohol. I mean, they're going to need so much more tax money. They're going to need all of your tax money. So they're going to, of course, rack up sin taxes. They're going to say it's because of the NHS, but really it's because they just need more money. And, of course, today in Parliament, Lee Anderson, the sort of Chad Reform MP, there's only a few of them, asked Angela Rayner, she of the sort of resting bitch face, what their definition of transphobia is, and Rayner refused to respond. Well, of course, if you'd been watching Empire of Lies, particularly the episode the week before last, you would know because I would have covered the all-party parliamentary working group's definition of Islamophobia, which bears a startling resemblance to the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism. Funny how that works, bros.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Could the Secretary of State please explain to me and the House what the government's definition of Islamophobia actually is?
So, State.
Well,
I say to the honourable member that a new definition must be given careful consideration so that it comprehensively reflects multiple perspectives and considers potential implications for different communities. And we're actively considering our approach to Islamophobia, including definitions, and we'll provide further updates on this in due course.
See what I mean about the word communities? That's their new thing. Oh, we must, you know, make sure it does not affect different communities. Now, I think what she actually means there is that we have to make absolutely sure that we don't piss off the Israel lobby, because if the Israel lobby, we can't start arresting the Israel lobby because they start slagging off the Muslims now, can we? So the government's going to be in a bit of a bind here, really. This is the problem with passing laws for client groups. Every single client group wants one, and because some of these client groups basically hate each other, how are you going to arbitrate that? I'm sure they'll work it out, bros. Of course, famously, the one community they will not be considering is the white community, or as they are known, the far-right racists. Keir Starmer, of course, is doing great, bros. His public perception is amazing. His approval rating is great. It's really in the toilet. Like, dude, this is quite a change. 26th of June, so this would be just before the election. 28th of August, so June, July. Oh, so about 2 months. 3 months. He has lost 3 points in competence. He has gained 4 points in decisiveness. He has lost 13 points in having the nation's best interests at heart. He has lost 2 points in being a strong leader, 4 on being trusted for big decisions, 5 points on being brave, 8 points on being trustworthy, 11 points on being likable, 18 points on being in touch with people, 18 points on representing what most people think, and 16 points on sharing similar views to mine. Woof. Don't worry, bros. As I said, one of the great things about being a communist is that you never have to say that you're sorry, and all the people that they polled who gave negative responses are clearly far-right fascists and have no place in this society. Therefore, their opinions can be safely disregarded. Oh yeah, and this as well. So the Labour government's going to start sending people over to workplaces to weigh everybody. This is the most 1984 shit ever. Look, I get it. You know, they're like, oh, we need more health data and stuff. Couldn't you just offer appointments for people to go in and get a checkup? Well, obviously they can't do that because the NHS is completely bogged up. So instead they're going to send roving squads of fucking busybodies around to be like, oh, how much do you weigh? Do you smoke? Oh, you really should stop. How much do you drink? Oh, have you considered cutting down? Are you eating red meat? Oh, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. You're probably gonna die in a couple of years from eating red meat and smoking and drinking beer. And we're gonna have to tax you more. Is probably gonna be the next thing. They're gonna turn around and they're gonna be like, people who have a health index of under whatever are going to be taxed more to fund the NHS because we need to bring in, millions more migrants and they all need free medical care. Anyway, in Germany, things seem to be going pretty well, or at least in Thuringia. Look at this racist ad. I can't believe I'm seeing this in 2024. Not one diversity. Look at all those happy, smiling, white kids. Makes me feel very threatened. Actually, look at those smiling kids with their blonde and brown hair and blue eyes. Oh my God, terrible, terrible. And honestly, I saw this on Twitter and I was like, oh wow, that's, it's so unusual to see any group of people now without a diversity or two in there. So AfD did very, very well in Thuringia, Brandenburg, and Saxony. They're very, very happy about it. Look at the smiling faces on those white kids. Don't they look happy? Ausländer, Ausländer, they're just happy. They're just, happy to be alive, having a bit of a sing-song. So AfD not only won the youth vote, it won nearly half of the working class vote in both Saxony and Thuringia. As you can see, here's a bit of some polling. German ruling coalition crushed in regional elections as AfD scores first victory for German right-wing party since World War II. Oh my God. It is the return of the Austrian painter. The immigrants will be ausrotten. And of course, you know, because Thuringia was where the NSADP also made its first victories, this plays into the narrative like, oh my god, we've got to stop it. It's gonna be Hitler 2.0. Before you know it, you know, like, you know, our patience has limits and the rootless cosmopolitans and all that. Yeah, I highly doubt that. But anyway, so AfD, often defined as far right by most liberal media outlets, is on a course for victory in Thuringia on 30.5%. Oh, this must have been written before the election. But, okay, so look, basically, AfD did really well. The CDU sort of came in like a close second in Thuringia. They beat the AfD by like about 1% in Saxony. Everybody's like freaking out and losing their shit, basically. The AfD has said they want remigration. Oh my God, how terrible, right? I mean, look, the entire country may collapse, right? You can blow up your energy system, completely deindustrialize, but the one thing you cannot do is touch those precious migrants, bro. Come on. We're trying to do a race communism here. Now, this is... Oh, yeah, so... This is German state media losing its shit afterwards with all the classic hits you've come to know and love.
Am 1. September 1939 begann der Zweite Weltkrieg mit dem Angriff der Wehrmacht auf Polen. Deutschland überzog die ganze Welt mit Leid und Tod, ermordete 6 Millionen Juden. Am 1. September 2024, auf den Tag 85 Jahre danach, wird im deutschen Bundesland Thüringen eine parteistärkste politische Kraft, die laut Verfassungsschutz erwiesen rechtsextremistisch ist, mit einem Kandidaten an der Spitze, der wie ein Faschist redet und auch so genannt werden darf. Das ist schwer erträglich und macht diesen 1. September zu einer politischen Wegmarke und einer Mahnung an die Nachgeborenen. Mehr als 30% der Wählerinnen und Wähler in Thüringen und in Sachsen haben rechtsextrem gewählt. Zum allergrößten Teil sind das keine Neonazis, aber, und das ist nicht weniger erschütternd, es ist ihnen...
Wait, if they're not neo-Nazis, then why did you open that reference in by saying 85 years ago on the 1st of September, we launched World War II, spilling deaths all over the entire world? If they're not Nazis, what? Oh, they are right wing. You know, Hitler, of course, was famously opposed to mass migration. You know, which is why the Nazis got into power, not because they were fighting a communist insurgency. I can't even with these people, honestly.
Egal, rechtsextrem zu wählen. Am gegenüberliegenden Rand beim Bündnis Sarah Wagenknecht ist ein weiteres Protestangebot entstanden, populistisch und mit erkennbarer Sympathie für autoritäre Führung. Zusammen.
Now, BSW, the Wagenknecht, Sarah Wagenknecht party, are basically sort of lefties that I know I'm shocked. They want I can barely even say it. They want to stop giving money to Ukraine. And they want to like halt inbound migration. Oh my God, fascists! But of course we can't call them fascists because they're lefties. So rather than calling them literally Hitler incarnate or Stalin part 2, they're like they have some sympathy towards authoritarianism. Oh right. Now, in my opinion, the Sarah Wagenknecht party will basically be the sort of containment on the left mechanism for mass migration. If they get sort of any control, they will basically be like Maloney or something. They'll bitch and they'll whinge, but nothing will ever happen. Mass migration, of course, is literally the most important project in the entirety of Europe. I seriously believe at this point that the powers that be would be happy to do coups and assassinations and basically anything in order to stop any ruling party coming to power that would stop mass migration.
Marschieren AfD und BSW Richtung 50%, während man die anderen Parteien beobachten kann, wie sie sich verrenken, irgendwie noch ein demokratisches Bollwerk zu zimmern.
But fear not, bros, fear not. Antifa is here. Shortly after the election results were announced, they were out in Dresden, peacefully protesting as is their wont. Now, in case you don't sprechen Sie Deutsch, what they are saying is alles zusammen gegen Faschismus, which is everyone together against No, is it racism? Or are they saying racism or fascism? It's basically the same. Everyone together against opposing mass migration and the instantiation of communism. Yeah, basically, right? Livy Drusilla, I love the use of the words democratic resistance. What is an election for? Yes, well, that's a very, very good point, Livia. Have you considered shutting up because you're a far-right racist? I'm just saying this is a very, very racist question that you're asking, the kind of question that a conspiracy theorist or someone on the alt-right would ask. And, obviously we're not going to be drawn on these kinds of questions that are only asked by those who live in the fetid pit of conspiracy theory. There we go. Got through that answer without having to say anything. So this is the AfD leader, Alice Weidel. And she's basically saying that she wants Ausländer raus. She wants mass deportation. Check it out. No wonder people are voting for her.
Die Grenzen müssen geschlossen werden. Illegale Migranten müssen ohne Ausnahme abgewiesen werden. Wer sich unberechtigt hier aufhält, muss abgeschoben werden. Kriminelle, Terroristen und Sozialbetrüger, die missbräuchlich eingebürgert wurden, müssen den deutschen Pass wieder abgeben, liebe Freunde. Das...
Wait. They'd have to give up their passports. Oh, no. You can't do that. That would actually reduce the migrant population. Oh, we can't have that. Have you considered doing nothing or just appearing to do something whilst letting more migrants come in? Come on. Look, it'll be great. We'll take you to Davos. You can have all the smoked salmon you can eat, champagne. All you've got to do is betray your country. Look, come on. Lots of people are doing it. What do you... These conviction politicians, honestly, they are such a pain in the ass, right? Normally, you get them to Davos, you fill them full of champagne, you get them with an underage hooker, and they're just like, I don't want to be nationalist. Best destroy my country.
Und nur das verstehen wir unter Remigration. Die Grenzen müssen geschlossen werden. Illegale Migranten müssen ohne Ausnahme abgewiesen werden. Wer sich unberechtigt hier aufhält, muss abgeschoben werden.
Sorry, it looped. We had a super chat from Smack Your Apocalypse, 1 Odyssey coin. Thanks, mate. Oh, it's been slim pickings the last few weeks. Let's see what else we've got. This, of course, is the other horrible racist, the AfD leader in Thuringia. Listen to this far-right Nazi rhetoric this guy's coming out. I cannot believe that this is even permitted in the 21st century, bros.
Machen wir Thüringen zum familienfreundlichsten Land, zum kinderfreundlichsten Land, weil wir es nicht akzeptieren, dass wir Thüringer und wir Deutschen einfach aussterben. Und eins ist auch klar, die Lücken, die entstehen, wollen wir nicht mit Migranten aufgefüllt wissen, sondern die Fachkräfte der Zukunft machen wir jetzt wieder selber.
Von unserer Partei erhoffen viele ja auch eine Veränderung im Kurs in Fragen der Migrationspolitik. Unser Ziel ist es ja, Thüringen weniger interessant zu machen für Armutsmigranten und dass wir uns eher darauf konzentrieren, die Bedarfe unseres eigenen Landes, unserer eigenen Bevölkerung an erster Stelle zu sehen.
Putting your own people first is nationalism, and nationalism is verboten. Don't you know we have a world government now? We are working towards world citizenship and a one world without any borders. Racists.
Wir brauchen Mitarbeiter.
Yeah, it's funny that despite record levels of mass migration, their economy is in the shitter. I just don't understand it, bros. I was told by all the great and the good people that more Africans means more money.
Arbeiter, die kreatives Potenzial mitbringen. Wir Thüringer sind ein kreatives Völkchen, aber wir ganz alleine werden es nicht richten können. Wir brauchen da schon auch Leute, die aus anderen Teilen der Welt kommen, die vielleicht auch andere Ansichten, andere Glauben, andere Hautfarbe oder was auch immer haben.
$48 billion Germany spent last year on migrants. 48 billion, and it's probably more than that. If you factor in the secondary social costs, crime, imprisonment, like, oh, dude, 48 billion. Imagine what they could have actually done for the Germans with 48 billion. They could have given all that money to Ukraine. 48 billion. Fuck, man. So, yes, as you can see, everything is going great in Germany. But don't worry, bros. Fear not. Fear not. It looked like, for a moment, the AfD might have actually gotten some power, getting enough seats to essentially block any motion that would require a 2/3 majority. Now, since, of course, we are moving into the final stage of the revolution, and it is absolutely essential that they reform fundamental systems such as the Constitution, the Supreme Court, and all these kinds of things that require a 2/3 majority, this would have put a serious crimp in the plans for the revolution. However, fear not, it has been discovered that due to a software error, the AfD got too many votes, meaning they had to give up one seat along with the CDU, meaning they no longer have a blocking majority. Well, fortunately for that, because otherwise they would have been able to block parliamentary amendments, exclusion of the public from parliamentary sessions, parliamentary dissolution, constitutional amendments, impeachment of judges, election of members to the Constitutional Court, borrowing, election of president of the Court of Auditors, declaration of a state of emergency. Ooh, you can't have people blocking that. Impeachment of members of parliament and ministers. So, but don't worry. They figured out a way to spin this. It turns out, bros, that the votes that were cast for the AfD were not democratic votes. I don't know. I mean, what, they're fascist votes or something? Oh, mate, these people, fucking check it out though. This is a real quote apparently.
Der mit den meisten demokratischen Stimmen ist momentan Mario Vogt. Das heißt, ihn werden sie dabei unterstützen, eine Regierung zu bilden. Der mit den meisten.
Now this is important because all the other parties have decided to erect what is known as a cordon sanitaire, which means if the AfD ever does get elected, none of the other parties will ever work with them. And this is important because German politics being, elections being proportional representation, you have to form coalitions. Now, usually what happens is that the party with the most votes is the one that starts the coalition talks, but because the AfD are racists and fascists, that will not be happening, which means that they're probably going to wind up with some weird minority government that has, like, you know, 4 heads. Fortunately, the Greens were completely destroyed. They didn't even get 1 seat. I think everybody's sick of the Greens at this point. And I just want to point out, this cordon sanitaire model is the same in France. It is the same in the UK. All these people saying that, oh, you know, a far-right party will get voted into power. No, they won't. No, they won't. Even if they do get voted into power, they will never gain power. This is absolutely crucial to the entire idea. It's even written into the German constitution that you cannot let a far-right party, however that is defined, ever get into power. Now, AfD leaders are demanding inclusion in state coalition talks after their election success. They're going to be waiting a long time. It doesn't matter whether you vote for them. It doesn't matter how many votes they get. They are never going to be let near the levers of power. It's it's an annoying situation. So, our final story. Oh, we're running a bit long tonight. The Witan conference, which I was just at in oh god, what's the what's the name of the place? Warwick University. Not Croydon. Somewhere that starts with it. Coventry. Fuck it. Oh, mate, my brain. I need a vacation, bros. It was a good time. And then on the Sunday, this dropped. Fortunately, it hasn't had much traction, and sort of, we were asked very, very politely, all of us content creators, if you could just not mention it until the conference is over. But now the conference is over, so I am going to mention it. This is from the Warwick University student newspaper, The Boar. They were clearly very, very excited to have this on the last day. We had a bunch of student journalists looking very, very soy-faced, trying to infiltrate the conference and take pictures and stuff like that. They were very, very excited. Real fascists in our midst, bros. Oh, yeah, so, look, we were just, honestly, we were just listening to talks and, eating lunch. And, I mean, oh my God. But anyway, I'll read you some of this. Whoever wrote this article has a great future in journalism. It covers all of the greatest hits. The University of Warwick... Actually, I should read this in the soy voice. Oh, I'll read it in dramatic voice. The University of Warwick has been condemned for hosting far-right conference where speakers were scheduled to discuss subjects including woke eugenics and techno-nationalism. I don't know what either of those words mean, but they sound scary. The Witan 2024 billed as a conference discussing Britain's new order and what manner of men will lead it is scheduled to take place on the 30th of August at Warwick University. Named after an Anglo-Saxon meeting of wise men. Oh, you can't use the word Anglo-Saxon anymore. That's a bit racist, bro. The event has drawn controversy for its speakers, many of whom have been described as far-right. Speakers include Carl Benjamin, who was banned from Patreon for hate speech. Oh, well, he was banned from Patreon. Holy shit. And Nima Parvini, academic agent, a lecture dismissed from the University of Surrey for far-right activism. Oh my God. The event has been further criticised for its association with the publisher Imperium Press, who, they print naughty books. So basically what happened was that somebody wandered into the arts building where the book shop was, and started speaking to someone who was browsing books. And given that we're all just a very friendly bunch, I was actually speaking to the guy the guy involved. He started asking questions. The guy, oh yeah, it's a bookstore, like no. And apparently he then saw a book, Blood, Soil and Paint, and he was like, oh my God, Nazis in my house, literally in Coventry. We haven't diversified the entire place enough. An Instagram story said, we're horrified that this event has been allowed to happen on campus. Anything relating to the views of Carl Benjamin. Carl was basically, he did a speech on metaphor versus anti-metaphor. Clearly, right? It was very milquetoast, right? These speakers should not be allowed in our buildings. The university should condemn this and rethink its approach to hiring out our spaces. Now, as if this were not bad enough, at the same time as the conference, the British Islamic Medical Association was also doing a conference at Warwick University. Oh my God. What if they were tainted by the far right people wandering around in their suits and ties and, oh God, so fucking retarded. Like we didn't literally never cross paths with anyone else. Warwick University is huge and there's nobody there during the holidays. So, yes, it's very, very concerning, especially in light of the recent race riots. See, this is what I mean. Everybody is going to be basically saying, we can't allow any kind of freedom of thought or action or anything because of the recent race riots. Yes, good to see ya. Thanks for coming along. I will be on Discord and Dragons tonight, by the way. Starts in about 2 hours? 2 hours. At 11 p.m. London time. Come along. They're all like, yes. So the conference provide like a statement, basically saying, look, we've already submitted our social media stuff, and they didn't have a problem with it. It's all fine. And then they go back. Some bright spark hit Wikipedia and was like, oh my God, did you know that once Carl said to Jess Phillips that he wouldn't even rape her, which is apparently a rape threat now? I just don't understand how the fuck they get around it. Carl's been linked to Tommy Robinson. Oh no. He said that, wants strong borders, is anti-immigration and freedom of speech. Oh my God. They found a video on BuzzFeed. Oh my God. So, yeah. And, And, you know, Academic Agent has something to do with Traditional Britain Group, which was linked by Hope Not Hate. So there you go. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Actually, it was lovely. Everybody there was like really, really friendly. Shout out to all the people I met. Shout out to Yasin. Shout out to Herman. Shout out to, Scrump and Aiden, who I spent quite a bit of time chatting to. It was a lovely time, and I highly recommend people go next year. It was fun. A lot of talks though. Like, my God, my brain was just like melting. By like the third day, I was, you know, doing that whole Fight Club thing where I was like fading in and out of sleep. But it's cool. I survived, and a good time was had by all. Anyway, let's get on to the cringe, bros. You posted cringe. Stalin says straight to Gulag. Starmer says straight to Gulag. Let me just find the right window. Right. We start off with this. This is a real thing. I was like amazed to see this. So the SNP just had their party conference, and this creatura was speaking. This is a real person saying real things.
Some of which do not even have a full-time psychiatrist capable of providing this diagnosis, will never be able to provide timely care. Conference, please pass this resolution so that I and other trans Scots like me will no longer have to be treated as second-class citizens despite my devotion to our movement, our society, our party and our country.
Thank you very much, Shirley.
Conference. Scotland is a song, and like any song, it must be sung together.
Thank you, Ely.
And if it is not sung together, I will rip your head off. Like, I mean, these are the people that are fighting hate, supposedly, bro. It's like, honestly, it looks like a Hitler clip. This is the kind of thing you would expect to see in Monty Python in like the 80s or something. Oh my God, right? Yeah, Cthulhu Loves You, Mrs. Doubtfire got really miserable. Hey, I was told many, many times that being trans is like a source of joy. I don't know, bros. Fucking hell. This is David Miliband, one of the wet, sucky people currently ruling the country, in a field full of wind farms, being cringe.
Friend is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. So here I am on the latest stage of my GB Energy Tour. Friend is blowing.
Oh God, could you just fuck off? Could you please fuck off? Random vegan protest.
It's not food. It's violence.
Within these walls, the final indignities were perpetrated on the gentlest beings of Earth.
We have a dream. That day will come. People will see what's the same about animals and still what's different about them. People will see true reality. We are here today to mourn the lives of those who lie dead behind us. Each one of these animals, whose legs, ribs, and other mutilated body parts were sold here, had stories of their own.
Really? They had stories of their own? Like what? Like what? That chicken leg was writing Dostoevsky? Was it? Seriously? What, that aspiring like pork rib was going to be like a master of the sci-fi epic? George R.R. Martin was like incarnated in that chicken. Fuck off. They've got one story to tell and it's being delicious. You can fuck off.
Next to us is the body of a mother who bellowed in grief as she was dragged to the kale floor.
It's not food. It's violence. It's not food.
I mean, you know, I mean, this sort of made me think, right? You realize that all food really is violence, right? Think of, you know, a sheaf of wheat, right? Grown in a field under the harsh sun, violenced with water, then cut down in its prime, desiccated, crushed up, and baked in furious heat into bed. What about all of those broccoli florets cut down in the prime of their life only to be consumed? What about the genocide of the soybeans that go into making clearly what looks up 90% of your diet? Ivan the Horrible Peter on Twitter. You wouldn't eat a T-Rex. Why eat a chicken? I'd eat a T-Rex. You know, if they actually existed. Why not? You know, it'd probably be a bit gamey, but yeah, I'd give it a try.
It's not food. It's violence. It's not food. It's violence. Their bodies, not ours. Their lives, not ours. In memory of a life.
In memory of this frozen chicken. Oh my god, they carry it up to the cashier in a fucking coffin. Oh my god, mate. Oh dude, wait, if I saw this IRL, I would just be pissing myself with I wouldn't be able to help myself. My god.
Y'all gotta go. May we remember her. You gotta go. The cops are here. You gotta go. This is my trespasser.
And yes, somebody in the chat, who was it? Because Huli loves you. I bet they love abortions, though. I bet you're right. I bet you are absolutely right. They'll be like, oh, don't eat meat, but please have abortions. Like, oh, fucking. Yeah, that's a depressingly accurate statement. Now, you might have heard, this is sort of like a mini story nestled within the cringe. I just want to surprise you, bros. Oh, and by the way, please, like, donate some, like, Earth monies, if you can, to Entropy. Man, it's been a lean couple of weeks. I would very, very much appreciate it. So there has been a thing going around where people have been basically trying to scam Chase Bank in America. Now, this has been basically a basketball America phenomenon. And basically what they've been doing is doing what is known as check kiting. So this is an old scam just sort of reinvented for the modern age. Basically, if you deposit a false check at Chase, they will give you some of the money immediately, and then you can withdraw it. There are apparently some errors as well going on where you could like withdraw it, but the number wasn't being updating in your account. And of course, to the basketball American, if the number on the screen doesn't change, that means you have infinite money. Although it does seem that people were able to withdraw very, very large amounts of money. Of course, in the basketball American mind, they don't realize that all of that money is still going out of your account and that you're going to get hit with the negative balance. It was originally apparently triggered by this video, which seems like a scam because some rather observant Twitter anon discovered that the money they're holding is basically movie money. So this looks like a massive scam. More sort of observant auditors think that this might be a way to try and cover some massive black hole on Chase's balance sheet by sort of, generating a lot of chaos, and then the government will give them like some time to like fix it up or give them money under the table. Check it out.
To the town, and I need you, and I miss you, and now I wonder, and you know I walk 1,000 miles, just say you tonight.
Kick the Chevs, kick the Chevs. We having a Chevy party later. Bring all the Chevy honors out. I don't even like posting my accomplishments in life. For all the niggas that ain't want to give me they Chev, eat a dick. You up 100,000. Everybody gonna eat tonight. Blue hundreds, blue card.
Everybody gonna eat tonight. Yes, it looks like Entropy is down. Oh, well. Thanks very much, Entropy. Apologies to anyone if you were trying to donate by Entropy. It seems like it's down. Oh, come on. Site can't be reached. Dude, what the heck and heck? Oh man, I wonder if they've been taken down or something. I don't know, hang on. It's sort of loading. Trying to make my living here. My God. Entropy is down. You can super chat over Rumble if you want, although they take a bit more money. I don't know if you've got a Rumble account, Simon JJ. Well, that is extremely disappointing. However, thank you very, very much for the thought. I appreciate it. Well, that's really going to put a crimp in my revenue if Entropy has gone down. Bloody hell. Let's see if it comes back up. In the meantime, on with the show, bros. Let's see. Where's the... Right, so... as you can see, if you look closely at this... Oh, come on. Stop it.
All the Chevy honors.
If you look closely... See the top of that $100 note? It says motion picture money. I think I can find a... Yeah, see, look. Motion picture money. So this isn't real money. So this sort of raises the question of whether any of this was actually real.
No, I said it's heavy.
Many basketball Americans, of course, lined up in order to get the free money, bro.
Niggas is lined up. No, this shit is elephant. No, only let niggas in 1 by 1. No, I said it's heavy.
And we have a super chat from Texas Man. Where's the... Thank you very much, Texas Man. I really appreciate it. Let's have a celebratory end tower in the chat in regard to a thank you for Texas Man. Thanks very much, mate. I really appreciate it. Now let's see what else have we got here. Of course, the sorrow afterwards was well, sorrowful in only the way that basketball Americans can truly do, where they're like, oh, bruh, you're telling me, like, an action had an unexpected consequence. Oh, no.
Fuck, man. They really told me to tap in. Next day I was supposed to clear. Look at my account, yo. Bro, what the...
Yes. Did your daddy never explain to you how the financials, how banks work? Oh, of course, you're black. However, this rather blaced black individual, or half black, clearly is trying to give some advice to his fellow black community, and basically saying, don't do this. It's fucking stupid. Obviously.
What's up, y'all? See this bank right here? They coming after all of y'all. I know friends of mine, well, I'm not, yeah, a couple friends of mine or acquaintances, they try to put me onto this, and I'm like, nope. Because ain't no way you finna scam one of the biggest banks in the world for a quick come up. Like, Chase got cameras for a reason. And I'm pretty sure they're one of the highest quality capturing cameras in the world. It's a bank. It's Chase has been Chase for many years for a reason. They don't play about their money.
So yeah, sound advice, member of the black community. Now, this sort of ties into a sort of like wider meta narrative going on at the moment regarding free money, in that a lot of the black community believe that they deserve free money, and the reason they believe they deserve free money is because white people stole everything that black people made. Yo, I expect that this narrative will continue to intensify as it did in South Africa. And it's only going to result in very, very good things for the West. Absolutely. Check this out.
I was in charge of the reparations conversation. All black inventions returned to us permanently. Everything we invented is a permanent patent for Africans. And if you want to use it, you must pay us a percentage. The cell phone, we invented that. Internet, that's ours. Helicopter, that's ours. Self-lubricating engine, the microphone, the stop sign, the walkie-talkie. Why are those lights on right now? Because a black man named Lewis Latimer wrote a textbook that taught China, the UK, Canada, and America how to light up a whole city at night. Without Lewis Latimer, you don't get street lights at night. You don't get constant illumination anywhere in the world. So guess what? Anybody running lights, you paying black people. Take back ownership of our music. Take back ownership of our inventions. Next on the list is all the confiscated lands. I was in charge of the...
Now, the thing is, I could actually see this coming to fruition, you know, right? Like a white people tax, you know, like a jizya. What's the Muslim tax? Jizya for white people, bro. You know, before of course they just come and like take all of your shit. Now, this is Prime Minister Justin Castro getting absolutely bodied. I'm surprised he even goes outside anymore. Obviously, he is so hated by his country. This is what Keir Starmer's position. Keir Starmer's going to be in pretty soon. Check this out.
We got donuts over here if you want to thank you for your hard work.
I can bring some for my kids here.
Okay. The 25% tariffs we just brought in on Chinese skills going to help you out.
That's going to keep my job, yeah. What about the 40% taxes I'm paying? And I don't have a doctor?
The $400 million in invest in your car means you're going to have a job for
I think you're only here for another year. We won't see you around probably another year.
Well, that's what elections are for.
That's right.
And I look forward to everyone exercising the right to vote.
Yep.
Basic choice. We're going to invest in you and your job. So
I don't believe you for a second.
Dental care? Do you know anyone who got dental care?
Yeah, I pay for it myself.
Okay.
We're like 3 years behind.
You have a job and coverage?
Yeah, four people
seniors.
in my family. Every time we go for a dental visit, it's costing me about $50 in my pocket per person.
Okay.
Why? I have a good job. You're not really doing anything for us, Justin.
Well, actually, we just invested.
Well, actually, I'm doing lots for you, bro. Oh my god, just look on that guy's face, man. Oh, he should be a meme.
So 500,000 people haven't been to the dentist. Got to go to the dentist over the past few months.
Probably like my neighbor that doesn't go to work because she's lazy.
Well,
She just doesn't go to work. She lives the same way if I do.
Most Canadians try to stick up for each other, and that's what we're going to keep doing.
Yeah.
Good luck and take care of your family, sir.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Have a good day, sir. Good night. All right, the other guys got the donuts. Excellent.
Now, the thing about that exchange, of course, is the way he looks immediately afterwards, right? There's no regret on Trudeau's face. You know, he's not even all... Look at that. He's just like... That guy's probably a populist. And probably, right? Look, we've been giving healthcare to like all the millions of migrants that have come in. Have you considered being a migrant? Oh, fuck me. I hate this guy so much. Well, I mean, I don't know. I got to say, Starmer is edging out Trudeau. But probably only because I have to live under his fake and gay boots. This is pretty good. This is adapted from, I don't know whether it's a Simon JJ. Can I get my super chat through on Rumble? What the? Have I been embargoed or something? Oh my god, am I on a list? No payments for this streamer. No. Oh, wait. Okay. Wait. I think entropy is up again, bros. Let me just see if I can get it working again. Oh god. Seriously, right? Let me just try this again, guys. Sorry about the delay, but I got to get those sweet Earth monies, bro. Right? Okay, let's see if it'll work. Go live. Okay, it says it's working. Try hitting it now, Simon. Yo, entropy. It says it's chatting. Evil Author 1776. Newsfist has been a bad boy. Yes. Well, I mean, I have. Art and Party. Come on, Newsfist. You know you're on somebody's list, and it ain't Santa's. Well, you know, Look, you know, I've been a good boy. Oh, Mark Souza, first Rumble Super Chat. Oh, thank you very, very much, mate. Wait, let me find the confetti. Thank you so much, Mark Souza. I appreciate it. Oh my God! And from Simon JJ, $25 US. Hooray! Simon, thank you so much, mate. I really, really appreciate it. Oh, thank you so much, guys. It means so much. Thanks again. Right, let's get on with the thing. Oh, thank God it's working. Right, I thought I'd been blacklisted or something. This is pretty good. Enjoy.
I'm going to tell you a little story, all right? Sit back, relax, and enjoy. It's called A Day in the Life of an Englishman. Now, picture this. You're in London. It costs more than you earn to live here, so you're slowly accumulating debt. You can't afford a holiday, so you're addicted to drugs just to fucking escape your life. Oh. The weather's shit, the people that live here are even shitter, and they hate each other with a passion, and you can't afford to leave. There's homeless people all over the place. The shops are boarded up because of COVID. Anyway, you wake up one morning to find out your tax is going up because Labour's in. And this is after you, Les, the cost of living crisis, energy prices, interest rates have all eaten that last little bit of extra money you had left over each month from your wage and your outgoings. So now you're proper fucked. And while you're sat there on the toilet in the morning reading tweets from the Metropolitan Police about online trolls and how they upset them, a SWAT team smashes through your bathroom window, straight past you, on the shitter, and goes into your 11-year-old son's bedroom and arrests him for shouting at a police officer. Then your sister rings you. She's recently got fired from her job as a doctor for refusing to ask biological men if they're pregnant. And she tells you that your grandma's just frozen to death because Keir Starmer gave her a winter allowance to a country on the other side of the planet that's wealthier than us to help them with climate change. Oh yeah, it's all getting a little bit much anyway. And you think, you know what I'll do? I'll nip off for a pint to relax. Maybe I'll sit in the beer garden and have a fag. But while you're doing that, you get barred because that's illegal now. So you decide, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go for a walk to clear my head. Morning. And while you're on your walk, clearing your head, you get stabbed to death. Yes, stabbed to death violently, just walking around the city. Then the Guardian plasters your face all over the news for randomly jumping on a perfectly good knife 54 times that was held by a choir boy. Then your sister's enraged by this, so she tweets about it, she gets nicked. Your son comes out of prison, all right, and he decides, I'm going to protest it because my dad's dead. But this time he shouts at a police horse and he gets nicked for that. But the prisons are too full, so they let out Ian Huntley to put him in. Now, the mad thing about this tale is it doesn't even sound far-fetched anymore, does it? It's perfectly believable. I'll tell you why. Because it's all based on true events. Oh, this is our story. This is fucking England.
Be lucky, boys. Be lucky. Yeah, it's satire is becoming increasingly hard to do because shit is honestly getting so bad. Right. Bit of AI for you. This is pretty good.
Hello, is this Two-Tier Kier? It's Big Dick Don here. I'm hearing rumors that you're locking people up for posting memes. What the fuck are you playing at, you dirty commie cocksucker?
Yes, but because they are far-right thugs saying hurty words and upsetting people.
Listen, I'm going to stick my foot far right up your ass.
You can't do that to me. My dad was a tool maker.
Well, he certainly made a tool for the World Economic Forum.
Don't you bring Davos into this. I'll tell my mummy.
Listen, you slimy bastard, I'll own everything and love it.
She worked in the NHS.
Yes, well, my mom, who was probably the greatest mom there ever has been, came from Scotland. She always told me, Donnie, don't ever let those commie bastards take over the home country. So when I do get re-elected, I'm going to invade your fucking country and make Britain great again. Hello, is this Two-Tier?
Honestly, at this point, if the Americans announced that they were invading, I'd be like, okay. I mean, what kind of American are you would be the question. If it was the Democrats invading, I'd be like, so communism's been moved forward a few years. But if it was the Trumpers invading, I'd be like, will I get to own an AK and eat biscuits for breakfast? This is pretty funny. Enjoy.
Well, talking to one of these scammers, I got him to rage over the most ridiculous thing ever.
I need something, okay?
What do you need? Can I try to guess what you need?
I will let you know once you're in the store.
Is it a plunger?
I'm talking.
Is it a plunger?
No.
It's called the dollar store and up?
Go
They
to the
sell
dollar
plungers
store.
there. They sell plungers there.
Ma'am, go to the dollar store.
I know, they sell plungers there. I could get you a plunger.
Arik, what is plunger? What is it? I'm very upset with you.
For the toilet?
No toilet, no toilet.
No, the plunger's for the toilet.
I want something, okay?
Yeah, the plunger, right? You told me you want the
no,
plunger.
I don't want plunger. What is plunger? What is plunger? I don't know. Even I don't know what exactly this plunger is. Why are you telling me you want to give me plunger, plunger, plunger? I don't know what the word is. I don't know the meaning of plunger. Man, you f***ed my mind. Okay? Never call on this number again, ever.
Do not redeem, sir. Do not redeem. Oh, dude. Here's Ryan Long. He's always good for a laugh.
When asked about the Taliban's new law banning women from speaking in public, former President Bill Clinton responded by saying, "I couldn't even imagine a world where my wife Hillary didn't have the ability to speak her mind at any time. However, I also believe there are times where Westerners need to sit down and listen to what laws minorities around the world believe are a good idea, as uncomfortable as that may be."
He continued, "We should always strive to decolonize our minds by resisting the urge to judge the wisdom of other cultures, even if I personally would loathe the scenario where women in my life, and Hillary, would not have the opportunity to say anything they want to say at any time with no restrictions outside the home."
At this point, the reporter asked President Clinton if he's ever had verbal relations with the supreme leader of the Taliban, to which Bill paused for a second before muttering, "Have I had verbal relations with the supreme leader? Maybe a few dozen times, but that's only because I wanted to understand every step of how he was able to impose that law to make sure nothing like that could ever happen in America that might prevent Hillary from speaking."
But it was when the reporter pointed out documents stating that Bill Clinton had made more than 30 trips to Afghanistan in recent months, he interrupted the reporter angrily, yelling, "I support Muslims, okay? And just because you and the global community have a narrow Western outlook doesn't mean that I have to as well. Now, if you'd excuse me, Hillary is speaking and I have been scheduled to stand beside her."
When asked about the Taliban...
Yeah, everyone's piling into Afghanistan now. Apparently, it's a massive free-for-all. Oh, this is really funny. I forget the name of this show, but this was freaking. I think this was Mr. Show or something. Hilarious.
You can't have all that swearing. It's offensive.
Look, lady, I don't come down to where you work and slap the dick out of your mouth.
That's it.
You're right. That's it. That's the new slogan for Grandma Betsy's biscuit powder.
The world of the future is much cruder than the world of today.
In 1994, you couldn't say the word bitch or asshole on TV. Now it's okay.
Where do you think we'll be in the year 2000?
Are you interested in staying on the cutting edge?
Yeah, but what happened to Grandma Betsy? She looks like a man. She is a man.
The fastest growing segment of our population are transsexuals. They buy and spend for two.
Look, the world is changing. It's becoming increasingly difficult to insult people and thereby get their attention.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Change. Oh, come on in.
Oh, I see you brought Globochem with you.
Really? I thought that company was run by a greedy, fat-headed fatty bear.
Fat fuck!
Is it? He's dead. Good. That's what you wanted, right?
Yeah. Farino, good job, guys.
Great.
Welcome.
All right.
We do.
Did I kill you? Good. I got your attention.
Oh, dude. Right, we will be moving on to some cute animals. I love those. Oh, this is good as well. Thank you to Say This Sapiente for sending me a bunch of these. Elevator music. I noticed that also in the list was Crack. Who calls their cat Crack? I mean, maybe you found him in a crack. So I don't know. Oh, this is cute as well. I thought it would work, bro. I didn't know it was illegal. Fuck. Right. proper cute animals now. Enjoy. Wait, what the fuck? Ah. God damn it. Telegram was being very, very weird at me. Aw. Let's see what else we got here. Let me just load the file again.
Huckleberry. Where is he, Molly? Did you eat my muffins that I just baked? Did you eat my muffins? I just baked those muffins and you ate them. You got up on the counter and you ate them. Look at you.
They were very tasty though. Aw, poor doggo. Cute floofy puppy. Aw. Let's see what else we got. More floofy puppies. Aw, he's got a little shirt on. Aw, this is really cute as well. Aw. And our final cute video of the night. This is for you, Fox39 Forever. A Fennec Fox. These things are so heckin' cute. Aw. The floofy ears and stuff. Aw. Oh my god, that is so heckin' cute. And that's the end of the show, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Let's just say a quick goodbye to everyone in the chat. Fox39 Forever, J Chiva Loophole, Cthulhu Loves You, Sede Sapiente, Argent Party, who else we got? Patriots Flow. I know Texas Man was in here. I don't know whether he has left or not. If you're still in here, thanks for coming, man. Good to see ya. Who else we got here? Total Blackout Painting. Ivan the Horrible. Wyatt's Torch. Teabagging Therapist. Livia Drusilla. Thanks so much for coming, everyone. It's great. In YouTube, we have Charlie Reedy, Evil Author 1776, Timmy Bobinson, Victorian Time Traveler, The Nameless One, Simon JJ, of course. Thanks so much for the super chat, Simon. I really appreciate it. Oh, and Mark Souza, of course, who gave the Rumble super chat. Thank you very, very much, mate. I really appreciate it. Who else have we got in here? I think that's everyone in YouTube. Yep, I think that's it. Vorpal Anvil. Are you new? Well, if you're not new, thanks for coming, Victorian Time Traveler. And on Odyssey, we have Forest Mag Dump. That's a great name. Camille the Wicked. Smack Your Apocalypse. Wing It Prod. Oh, I think you're new. Thanks for coming, mate. Highland Fool. I know Tasia was in here. Horus 14. Tasia. Machine for Baked Beans. Oh, yes. And also, there will be no show on Thursday. I'm going to be away on vacation. I really... Oh, mate, I need a break. But I will be back next Monday. So just Just, you know, just for a week. I mean, unless something like really, really major happens, and then, you know, I don't know, maybe I'll be forced to cover it. But unless, I don't know, there's like a nuclear war or something, I'm probably going to skip a show because, fuck me, I really need a break. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. I will be on Discord and Dragons later tonight in about an hour and a half. I hope to see you there. Thanks, everyone. Take care. All right. Good night.